The 1 from 2 today, how was that day for you?
Yeah, it's obviously a mixed day. We're really off the ball this morning, and we just didn't adapt well enough against Caloundra. They came out and batted really well, a couple of their experienced guys at the top of the order, and we just couldn't find any cracks there. And it was probably one of the better wickets we've ever played on here. The ball was flying around everywhere, and it was really hard to contain them once they were in. So, in the end, it was a pretty good game of cricket. We gave them a bit of a shake at the end there, and Callum batted really well. But Caloundra are definitely the best team this morning. And then we just did our job against Nambour this afternoon. I thought we went out there and put on a much better bowling and fielding display, and sort of stuck to our strengths and had really clear plans and were able to execute them, unlike this morning. And Callum again, he's in pretty good nick at the moment. He's seeing them like watermelons, and he went out there and probably bludgeoned another 50 or 60. So, a pleasing way to finish the day. But yeah, definitely a few things to fix up moving forward.
Did I hear right that he got 100 off the last ball of that game against Caloundra?
Yeah, that's right. It's obviously an amazing effort. 100 in a T20 game, and particularly in a losing side. It was, he did everything in his power to try and get us over the line, but unfortunately we just couldn't get 1 or 2 guys to go with him for long enough. But yeah, to bring up 6, or bring up the 100 with a 6 off the last ball was a great effort from Stiddy's. Great bloke, and it was great to see him churning out some runs to start the season.
Happy with where you guys are at this point of the season? Yeah,
obviously this morning was a bit of a blip. We actually ended up losing 2 in a row because we lost last week against Noosa as well. So, a disappointing couple of games there. We were in the mix for both of them. I think both games we sort of fell 15 runs short. So, definitely got some things to fix up. We had quite a few guys out today as well. A few of our experienced guys out today with injuries and other commitments. So, it was disappointing this morning, but we need to take the learning from that moving forward. Obviously, we've got the one-dayers starting next week. So, a couple of things to tidy up, but nothing too major, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, so next week I think you've got the one-dayer at Glasshouse, then the 2020 up at Coolum. Any special prep for either of those? Or?
Not really. Obviously, to start the season, we've been sort of refining our T20 cricket as much as we can, and we've tried to transform the way we play a little bit, especially at the top of the order, going a little bit harder than we usually would. So, the guys will probably just have to rein that back in a little bit next week, obviously having significantly longer to bat. But, I think if we go out there and remain positive, then I think that'll keep our batting in good stead. And then, we really like the one-day format. We've done pretty well. We've won the last 2 titles in that the last 2 years. So, it'd be lovely to get 3 in a row and sort of keep on our march in that format.
Any worries with a couple more weekends worth of 2020s mixed in with those one days?
I think, we've sort of just got that one more standalone T20, and then, if we can do a job in that one, I think we should manage to lock away a final spot. But, not really. I think our bowlers have pretty consistent plans in both of those formats, so it shouldn't be too much of an adjustment for them, and we really pride ourselves on our fielding as well. So, I think that's really important in both of these limited overs formats. Obviously, the batters will probably be the bigger adjustment, just sort of lengthening their innings as much as we can. But, our plans really stay the same, so, yeah.
Oh yeah, so there wouldn't be too many changes between, say, the 50 over game and the 20 over game?
No, I don't think so. I think the nice thing for us the last couple of years is we've had a really good squad of 14 or 15, and when guys are out, we put a lot of faith in guys to come up from twos to play their role, and we saw that today. We had a couple of our twos boys playing, and they did a really good job for us. So, I think we'll be pretty consistent lineup. We've got a pretty solid sort of group of 13 or 14 there, and it will just be a matter of picking the best 11 for next week.
Did I see rightly that the club as a whole is fielding 7 sides this year?
No, we'll still only have 6 this year. I think in the end we've ended up with 2 teams in 3rd division, so our lowest team will be in 5th grade. I think it's a great thing for the club. There's a big push to try and get 2 2nd grade or 2 3rd grade teams this year, and that's just about sort of challenging those guys who are in the lower grades where typically we're fairly successful. So they're going to have to stand up this year, but I'm sure they're up to the challenge, and they'll enjoy playing sort of a higher standard of cricket than what they're used to.
Else?
That's all, Pat. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.